Hey, beauties and cuties. Welcome to Coach LeAnna Speaks, where we talk about life because life be happening. So, today's topic is pretty controversial, but of course it is. But we're going to talk about it because it's a part of life. And y'all know the saying, life be happening. Today's topic is about child support. To or not to put your significant other, ex, child's father, or child's mother on it. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Because life be happening. Hey, beauties and cuties. Welcome to Coach LeAnna Speaks, where we talk about life because life be happening. Hey, y'all. So, today's topic is pretty controversial. It's that word that a lot of people don't like to hear or talk about. Child support. Ooh, child. The question was to or not to put a person on it. Let's get in it. Child support has been around for many of ages. I really don't know the history of it, but I know it's been around for quite a while. And it is a choice to be able to put the child's father or the child's mother on child support. Some people feel that people put their other person on child support to be vindictive, to be mean, to be cunning, to try to get in and get at that person. Whichever, however. I have had so many conversations with so many different people about this topic. Most times there are a lot more men on child support than there are women, but there are a few women on child support too. No one likes it. No one seems to like it at all, to have to pay when you feel like you do enough for your child or you already do for your child. Why do I have to have the state that I reside in come in and tell me how much I have to pay additional to what I already do if I'm already doing this, that, and the other? The only reason the other parent is putting me on this is because they're mad, we're not together, they're this, they're that. I've heard everything, y'all. I really have. And me personally, this is still a big hot topic between my oldest child's father and I all the time. We don't argue, but it is still a very heated discussion that we have to have quite often because he, like many others, is on team. I shouldn't have had to been on child support. So let's talk about it. When my oldest son father and I started dating 20 plus years ago, before we had children, I don't know why, but I told him, if we ever have kids, just know I'm putting you on child support. Don't ask me where this come from, because me personally, my mother never put my father on child support. And I didn't understand that because we lived a life of the struggle. And my dad and his wife was living a very good life. They owned several houses, they owned several businesses, they was making good money, and we was over here living on Section 8 in the projects and struggling. But my mama said she would never put him on child support. And I never understood that, because why not? We need the help. This could help you, but she never did. I don't know why when I got with my oldest son's father, I told him, I'm putting you on child support. If we ever break up, if we ever have kids, we break up, I'm putting you on child support. He was like, whatever. Okay. Well, years later, we got pregnant. We had a child. And when we broke up, when my child was 3, I put him on child support. No, I wasn't doing it to be vindictive. No, I wasn't doing it to be honoring. I was doing it because I needed help. And whenever I would call him, it seemed to me that everything and anything was more important than doing for our child. So I took it into the hands of putting it into child support. He was mad even the day he came to child support court. And when they asked if we needed to have a DNA test, he was like, do we? Who, if the bailiff wasn't standing there, I probably would have jumped over the tape. But I understand, like now, years later, he's like, you shouldn't have never did that. Well, I just did what I told you I was going to do, because one thing about LeAnna, if she says she's going to do it, she pretty well. You might as well know she's going to do it. So we still have heated discussions about this. And our child is going to be 19 or is 19. So we have heated discussions about this whenever we do have a conversation. So 9 times out of 10, because our child is an adult, we don't really have to talk often. But there are a lot of people who do it for more vindictive reasons. I'm putting you on child support. I'm this, I'm that, and this. Now, I'll say for my ex-husband and I have a whole agreement. We set up everything. When I call him, or if I text him and tell him that our children needs, he comes through. So I never put him on child support. On the simple fact, the situation of life was a lot different from when I was with my oldest son's father to when I was with my ex-husband. So I didn't put him on child support when we got divorced. Plus, our kids are teenagers. They have their own way of communicating with their father, and they can ask their father for whatever they want. And usually, 9 times out of 10, he will come through. So I didn't feel the need to have to put him on child support. Plain and simple. So he's not on child support. My oldest son's father was, but my ex-husband was not. Now, say it wasn't fair, tell me I was wrong. However you feel, that's fine, but I didn't do it. I understand now that I'm much older. Now, mind you, when I was with my oldest son's father, I was in my early 20s. Had our first son when I was 25. So, yeah, I wasn't still fully capable of thinking in a mature way about life then. Now, in my mid 40s, I can think about life in a more mature manner and be like, okay, you know what? Some things just don't need to be done. So I didn't put my ex-husband on child support. But what are your thoughts? What do you do? Do you have your ex on child support or don't you? Why or why not? I'm just curious. I would like to know. As I said, I know this is a topic that is very controversial and people talk about it. I have had discussions with women who are owed thousands of dollars in back child support because the father decided not to pay. But I have also met men who have the child's mothers on child support, and they are behind because they refuse to pay. And even though the state is included and they're doing things, which doesn't make sense to me. If I don't pay my child support, you're going to take my license. Well, how am I supposed to get to work? You're going to put me in jail. Well, how am I supposed to work to pay for it? Like some of the things that the state has implemented to, well, if you don't pay your child support, what could happen to you? Doesn't make sense to me, because how am I going to get money sitting in jail? How am I going to get to work if I don't have a car? I mean, now we have Uber and all this and that, but still, that costs too. So what are y'all thoughts? Because this topic is something that is discussed amongst many. It is argued about so many. Divorced, exes. I told y'all, my oldest son father and I still have a very heated discussion because he still feels how he feels. And it's almost 20 years later. He got placed on child support when my son was 3. He's 19. So 16 years later, he's still mad. Still mad. Because I put him on child support. So, as I explained to him, I can't do nothing about it. You did what you did. You paid what you paid. I can't control anything else, right? But it happened. So, what are your thoughts? Should child support be paid or shouldn't child support be paid? Why or why not? Does it depend on the circumstances? Is the parent active or are they not active? There are so many factors that could go into why or why not. But let's talk about it, because life be happening. All right. Every day that you have breath, you have purpose. Thrive in that. Be great in that. Greatness lies within you. It's just waiting on you to unlock it and level up. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. Because even though this topic is controversial, it still needs to be discussed. All right now. Until next week. Love you. Bye. Mwah.